everyone, happy American Heart Month from the Health Promotion Team. So today we'll be learning more about how to read a nutrition label. We know a healthy diet can be a super important part of preventing cardiovascular disease, and by reading and knowing how to read the nutrition label, this can help us make informed, quick decisions while we're grocery shopping to help select healthier food and beverage items. So today we'll be doing a little bit of sleuthing, label sleuthing, with two popular food items. One is a food item, Chex Mix, and the other is a can of soda, Sprite. So we'll be looking a little closer at some of those nutrients in those two items, and then also be showing you how you can make a healthier alternative at home by demoing a 4-ingredient, super simple trail mix, as well as a flavored citrus and cucumber water. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to draw your attention first to our nutrition label here. So the first piece of information that you're going to see on a nutrition label is going to be the servings per container and the serving size at the top. So the serving size is the typical amount that you're going to eat at one time. However, it can be really easy that we eat more than this in one serving, at one time. So for example, if we have 2 servings of this food item, we're at 460 calories. So by being conscious of that, we can help with just monitoring the amount of food we're eating at one time. And then next you'll see below the calories, the nutrients listed. And next to the nutrients, you'll see the percent daily value. So the percent daily value compares how much of a nutrient you'll find in one serving compared to how much is recommended in one day. So some nutrients of concern that we want to look out for and just be mindful of include saturated fat, sodium, and added sugar. And those can all be linked to increased risk of cardiovascular disease. And then some nutrients we want to get more of would include fiber and potassium, and those can have a very protective effect over our hearts. So let's move over here to our Chex Mix. So I want to point out with the Chex Mix, when we look at the serving size, you can see that the serving size is a half a cup, and there's 8 servings per this package of Chex Mix. So just to give you an idea of what a half a cup looks like. So that's not a lot at all, and we're likely to eat over a half a cup when we're sitting down eating out of the bag. If we do eat half a cup, that's 10% of our daily value of sodium. And for these nutrients, we're more concerned about like sodium because it increases the amount of water we retain onto in our bodies. Wherever sodium goes, water follows, and this can increase our blood volume and increase the pressures in our blood, which can raise our blood pressure. So that's why we want to be mindful of sodium. So I want to show you how you can just whip up a really simple 4-ingredient trail mix, and this is going to cut the sodium down by less than half of what you would find in a half cup of the packaged Chex Mix. So you're gonna start out with 1 cup here of a whole grain, like popcorn. Other whole grains you could use would be a wheat bran or whole grain cereal, or even an oat cereal. So whole grains have a lot of fiber, and fiber is one of those nutrients we want to try to get more of in our diets. So when we're looking at the percent daily value, if we can find a food item with 20% or higher, that's a great, super awesome source of fiber. And fiber can help with preventing the absorption of the harmful cholesterol in our blood levels. Next, I'm going to add a cup of pretzels here, and maybe instead of pretzels you want to try adding, let's say, goldfish crackers. So I'll give that a nice mix. Next, we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of raisins. So dried fruit is an awesome source of potassium, and potassium helps with lowering our blood pressure. We have a 1/4 cup of unsalted peanuts here. Again, just being mindful of the sodium content. You can buy any unsalted nut that you would like to add in. And then we're just going to give it a nice mix. And to add a little bit of flavor without adding extra salt to help protect our hearts, We're gonna make it a little bit of savory today by adding a teaspoon of paprika. And we're also gonna add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you prefer more of a sweet flavor, you could add cinnamon or nutmeg and just give it a good mix. So again, we've cut the sodium by more than half by making our own trail mix, and this is super affordable to make about the 4 cups here. It comes out to about 90 cents to make everything you see here, and about 22 cents per serving. This would be great on the go as well. So next, I want to take a closer look at a can of Sprite. So in a can of Sprite, the main nutrient we're concerned about that we want to watch out for is the added sugar. So as you can see here, 1 can of Sprite contains approximately 10 teaspoons of added sugar. And when we have extra sugar in our diet, this can prevent us from consuming those nutrients we want to try to eat more of, like fiber and potassium. It can also lead to increased weight gain and increase our risk of conditions like type 2 diabetes. So something to be mindful of is always added sugar. We want to try to keep that at 5% or less of our daily value when shopping for food items. And you can see that the Sprite has 76% of our daily value. So we're almost at close to 100%. So that would be our daily capacity. So you can see just 1 can of soda, how quick we are to almost be at our capacity for the day. So next time you're craving a soda, instead you could try making a flavored water. So what we did here today was we infused a gallon of water, so 16 cups of water, and we added in sliced in cucumber. We used 1 cucumber, as well as sliced lemons and limes, 1 of each, and then we even added some fresh basil just to give it a nice herbal flavor, and gave it a good mix. And it was sitting in the fridge for probably a good hour or 2 just to really soak in the flavors. If you do like that carbonation to your drink, you can always add a little bit of just sparkling water to add that carbonation without adding any extra sugar. So we'd love to hear from you with something that you learned. Again, happy Heart Month from us here at Glick. And as always, let us know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for tuning in.